Part 2. Why people fail to lose weight. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer. As we get kicked off in this second part to the course, the very first thing that I want to let you know is that it's not your fault. It's not your fault that you're overweight. Most people that are overweight really have a tendency towards emotional eating, which for sure I know I did. I mean, that was one of the biggest obstacles that I had was, like we spoke about in the last part, when we're dealing with those thoughts and emotions, the feelings that we get about, emotional attachments to food, but also, the stress and overwhelm that we feel whenever we're on a diet plan. Definitely, it's not your fault, and that most people, like I said, that are overweight have a tendency towards emotional eating. What does that mean? Okay, so what does it mean to have emotional eating or to be eating emotionally? What this really means when we look at it is that we're really eating to be able to change those thoughts, feelings, or body sensations, right? When we go and eat a donut, what is that doing for us? We may be having a stressful day, dealing with stressful situations in our lives, and we're just feeling kind of like icky, right? We're just feeling like icky in our lives. We're feeling depressed. We're not happy with where our lives are at. We're not happy with our bodies, not happy with our weight, not happy with the health decisions that we're making, really just not feeling well. But what happens when we pick up that donut and we put it in our mouths? What is the feelings and the sensations that we get from that donut in our mouths? So ultimately, if you think about it, what we're doing is eating to change that thought, feeling, or body sensation. So what is the problem with that? The problem is that it actually works, right? When we put that donut in our mouths or that ice cream or pizza or whatever, we actually do, for the moment, feel better. And it does actually make the sadness go away or numb or distract yourself from the pain, the thoughts or memories. And it really makes the cravings go away. And it can actually make, fun times even funner. It's not always to make sadness go away or to numb yourself, right? Sometimes you're having a lot of fun and you know that if I just had that ice cream, it would just make things even more fun. Or if I could, have a piece of cake while everyone else is having a piece of cake at this birthday party celebration, then it would be even more fun, right? That's the thoughts and the feelings that we're having. Eating unhealthy, it's also fast and cheap and easy, right? Or at least that's the message out there, right? Is that it's fast, cheap, and easy. And like I said, it's the message out there. You see that on billboards everywhere. You see it, everything from McDonald's to Burger King to even at the stores. Everything that is unhealthy is pretty much like labeled as fast, cheap, and easy. So really, can you blame yourself for trying to make yourself feel better? And can you blame yourself for being tempted by, the fast, cheap, and easy that's everywhere in your face, all over the billboards and in the grocery stores? It's really only natural that you're trying to help yourself feel better. You want to do things that are fast, cheap, and easy. You want to lighten the load and make life easier. So is emotional eating the solution? And it's not. It's not the perfect solution. And it only works short term. And I know that you're well aware of this. The bad stuff goes away for a little while, but it always comes back. And it brings its stinky friends, guilt, hopelessness, depression, self-loathing, and more. Even if we are doing things because, it will make fun times more fun, it still brings with it the guilt, the hopelessness, the depression, self-loathing, and more. So there's another side of the coin here, and one that you may not have thought of before, which may not have been as obvious to you. So not only do we eat, junk food and things to change our inner experiences, inner uncomfortable or unwanted experiences, but we also diet and try to lose weight to change our thoughts and feelings. So people eat to change their inner experiences, their inner stuff, right? They also want to lose weight for that same reason. If I get on a diet plan and I just start eating healthy and I start doing better, then I won't have to have these, negative thoughts and feelings and depression or self-hatred. It'll all just go away if I just get on that diet plan. And the problem is neither of those approaches, neither the emotional eating nor the dieting to get rid of those, negative or uncomfortable thoughts and emotions, neither of those approaches work. To be precise, doing any outer thing to change inside stuff never works. And if you just look over the history of what you've been trying to do, right? I've mentioned before that I struggled for over 2 decades with weight loss. And I was stuck in that cycle of trying those two things, right? Either getting stuck in trying to use food to self-soothe and to not feel depressed and stressed out, or, feeling like I didn't like myself and that kind of thing. I would eat to feel better, eat the chocolate cake, eat the donuts, eat the tacos, whatever. Or I would get on a diet to feel better. It's like, if I'm dieting, then I won't have to hate myself so much, and I won't, feel so guilty for the way that I'm eating and stuff, because I'll be eating healthy. Neither one of those things actually worked for me. So the bigger message here is that dieting doesn't work. That is, it doesn't work if you diet to change your inner experiences, all that inner stuff. What happens when you lose the weight? Think about this. If you are dieting just to not feel those negative feelings, or not to have those negative thoughts, then what happens after all the weight is gone? Will you feel different? Will you stop hating your body? Will the cravings suddenly go away? The truth is, all this will not go away. You will still have those thoughts, feelings, and body sensations. Even Hollywood actresses and actors, who are beautiful, rich, and famous, struggle with the same things you do. So if you try to lose weight to stop feeling a certain way or thinking a certain thought, you can't win. And this is the reason most people diet, and the reason why most people fail at dieting. You see, losing weight does not make the bad inner stuff go away, right? All of those negative thoughts, feelings, emotions, it doesn't make it go away. And when it doesn't, people lose motivation and quit. Let's talk discipline and willpower. So you might be thinking to yourself, and you've probably been thinking this to yourself and kind of driving yourself nuts over the years, thinking that if I only had more willpower, right? If I could just be disciplined and have that willpower, then I would have succeeded. I would have succeeded all of these times before that I've tried if I just had more willpower. Or if I try again and just try harder this time, right? Like, just don't make excuses and try harder this time, then you're going to lose your excess weight. That's the thought, right? That's the thought. And then there's the feeling of, if I could just be stronger, then I could just make this happen and I won't fail again. How exactly does one get more willpower? Let's think about willpower. Willpower is an energy, and it fluctuates throughout your day. I mean, we're literally talking about from morning till night, 1 minute to the next. From in the morning, you could wake up with all of this willpower, and I'm gonna just power through the day, and I'm so excited, and I've got this. But then it fluctuates. By the end of the day, you're feeling out of steam. Your day gets the best of you. You're feeling stressed out. You've been at work all day, that sort of thing. And sometimes you have more and sometimes less. Probably more in the morning and less when you get home from work. And it's really not under your control. Would you agree? Think about it. If you choose to base your weight loss efforts on willpower, which you really don't have control over, I mean, let's face it, think about it. It's more likely that you will not be able to stick to it long enough to get lasting results. Lasting results. We're not talking about 1 week. We're not talking about 2 weeks or a month or even 3 to 6 months. We're talking about lasting years, okay? The bigger picture here, lasting results so that you can take the weight off, keep it off, and keep living a healthy, vibrant life. So besides, haven't you already tried really hard? Think about this. How many years have you been trying to lose weight? And how many times have you started with this willpower and discipline, and I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to give up this time, and I've got this, and only to fail again, yet again, on the couch with a bag of potato chips? Haven't you already tried really hard? If willpower alone worked, don't you think it would have worked already? Don't you think you would have already hit your goal weight? Don't you think you would already be living that healthy, vibrant life that you've been dreaming of living for so long? Let's talk about the way forward, okay? Are you ready for a new approach? Remember in the last part, we talked about the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So are you ready now for a new approach? And have you accepted that the weight loss model itself is broken? This model that we've been going through, and that's in the media, it's out in the magazines, it's out everywhere you look, this weight loss model of willpower and discipline and, dieting to feel better and eating, doing emotional eating to feel better, that this is just not working anymore. So are you ready for a new approach? And are you truly done trying to lose weight using the strategies that you've used before? The stuff that's clearly proving to you that it's not working. It's not allowing you to progress forward to reach and achieve your weight loss and health goals. Are you completely open to trying something different? It's important for you at this very moment for you to take a minute and really think about this. Are you really ready for a new approach? Are you ready to try something different, something you haven't done before, to end that vicious cycle of just continuing to do the same thing over and over, expecting a different result? This is the definition of insanity. You know, you've been trying the same things over and over, and you keep hitting that wall, and you keep getting started up with that willpower, and then only to get slammed again and fail again and not achieve your weight loss goals. You know, are you really ready and completely open to trying something different, something that could possibly be the door that you've been looking for, the way forward for you to finally unlock the code and lose the weight? If you've answered yes, go ahead and move on to part 3.